So why don't you tell me why it was important that you got on a call with me today?
Okay, so firstly, I love your podcast. I'm always listening to it, always get some gems of information. So thank you. And when I heard you were doing the coaching hotspot, I thought definitely this is for me because my business is a bit. I've been kind of trying to do a business since 2019. I've done various kind of modalities, and I haven't monetized anything yet. So I was hoping for
Why?
some. Why? I don't know. I think it's a case of maybe my marketing side of things. And when I do market, it's kind of like I just haven't had much interest. Just haven't had much success.
Well, what comes up is you do know why. Like you do know. Like anytime somebody says to me, I don't know, what you're doing is you're bypassing the higher self of you that actually does know. So the truth is, yeah, maybe the logical mind, the neural pathways that do exist right now, they don't know, but your higher self knows. Right? Okay. So
Okay.
I want to talk to her because she knows the answer for you. She knows the answer for you. So what I'm hearing so far is just, and what's interesting is you say you've had a business since 2019, but you haven't made any money from it. Is that right?
Yes. So it's kind of,
how come you're calling it a business then?
well, I suppose it's more of a wanting it to be a business. It's kind of I work usually, and it's kind of I want to try and get this off the ground. I want to get this off the ground, yeah, so I can make it more of my full time.
Yeah. Okay. So that makes way more sense. So of course you've had other income, right? Like you've had a job.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not that you've been sitting on this thing since 2000.
Oh no.
Yeah. Okay.
No.
So you have a desire, a dream.
Mm-hmm.
And you haven't been able to figure out how to make money through it yet.
That's it.
Okay.
That sounds better. Yeah.
Okay. So what I want to do first is I want to talk to you more about what it is. Okay. So what is this thing that you feel so pulled to start serving the world with and make money through?
Okay, so I think so I've got a few things. So I do like life path astrology. I make my own skincare. And also I've just done some coaching, which I've just completed. So I'm kind of the whole into this kind of whole mind, body and soul. And I'd like to bring it all together to be able to, to serve other people with all this kind of stuff that I've learned over the last few years.
Okay, so what's happening is you don't know what you're offering people. You don't have like a full, I'm going to take all of this jewel tool, everything that I have, this divinity that's bestowed onto me. How am I going to take it in and create an offer that's for a person? So you have a lot of, you're an emotional MG. So you have a lot of interest in a lot of stuff, and you're having difficulty bringing it into the thing that we're going to call it an offer. Like, what are you offering to the world? Okay. And in order to do that, what we have to do first is we have to first get clear on what you're not doing. Right. So part of your chart here is this defined identity center. And that is just, you're not for some people. You're not for those people. And oftentimes what I find is when we're starting to put our purpose into this machine that makes us income, it's an income portal, is we start buying into all the marketing that's out there that tells the businesses to create the ideal client avatar, make sure you're speaking from this age to this age, blah, 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 like,
Sure.
Okay. And that doesn't typically work for us.
Sure.
Right?
I find it very difficult.
Yeah. And that's why. And so when things like normal marketing and strategy and like the way other people are selling you how to do business doesn't work, what happens is we just stop. we stop altogether. And that's why you've been sitting since 2019 to 2022 without a penny in on this purpose that you're here to deliver. Because you've just allowed how everyone else is doing it to distract you from what you are here to do. Okay. So I first want to say that. So does that resonate?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It's really important to just go, none of that's the way it's going to work for me. Oh, well. Oh, well. I remember when I first found human design and the money and all of the things, I was like, oh, there's somebody out there that's already figured this out. Let me go find them. No,
it's not that way. No.
No. So that doesn't mean that the how isn't there for you. That doesn't mean that it's not there for you. It just means specifically for this defined identity, it's your direction is the direction everybody else follows. So it's a lot of, you've got to get clear on the direction you want to go with it first. And the universe, your higher self, all the energies behind the scenes, that's all working to support you in doing that. Okay. So you want to meld all your things together, the coaching, the mind, body, soul kinds of things, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So with, let me look here for a second. Okay, if you could just create a way to serve people that really felt like, wow, I get to do this. I get to wake up and do this every day. What would that look like?
What actually, what would I do?
Yeah, like how would you serve them? Would you want to be a coach and coach them in that kind of setting? Would you want to do like maybe a live event? Would you like to have, like what kind of group setting? What are you thinking? Because I know you've given it some thought.
Coach it. I would like to coach kind of individually to start with, or coaching, teaching kind of thing. Really, from individuals to groups. I'd like that definitely to do it that way.
Yeah,
I know.
Well, that's going to be really easy for you, and I can see why you're drawn to that, because you have this split definition, which means that you do well with connecting with other auras, and they do too. They do too. And with the MG aura, like it feels good to be in an MG's presence. Like you probably notice people really either really like you or they don't.
Yes,
yeah,
definitely.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Right. But as you gain momentum and success, you really want to make sure that there are boundaries around your aura. Like not everybody just gets to tap in whenever they want. That's why it's important to create a paid relationship with people. Okay. Because that does set a precedent. Right. So if you were to create a coaching container, the next thing I would ask, just because I'm looking to see if we can kind of literally in 30 minutes, if we can create an offer for you. Like that's kind of what I'm going for, because I want you to start getting some money through this thing. Right.
Excellent.
And I remember when I first started, I was like, okay, this can no longer be a hobby that I like to do, because that's what it is right now for you, my friend. It's just a hobby, right? Just a hobby.
Definitely. Yes.
So it can't be that. Like in an ideal world, maybe, but we're in a material world. We have to charge people for access to our energy. Okay.
Yes.
So when I first was doing this, I was like, how long do I want to work with somebody? Right? Because we're creating a business around you, not the way other people are saying it works. So in the beginning, I was like, well, I think 3 months, right? Like it just came to me like 3 months. So when I ask you that, what's coming up?
Well, it's funny. So I've said since the start of February that I've kind of got the momentum going. I've been doing the social media stuff and getting back into that again, trying to, building up a community.
Okay.
So I've been doing that for the last few months, but I was going to give myself like really 6 months. So that was February. April, May, June. So another 3 months I'd like to have an offer out.
Let's create it today.
Sure.
Yeah. You don't even know what's going to happen in 3 months.
No, true.
Right?
Yeah.
The universe is all about how are you going to serve other people today, regardless of what your engagement looks like and your following and your community looks like, right? And so, because what's happening is you've done a beautiful job of curating a tailored, environment, like intentionally, I'm putting content out there, I'm doing this thing. And the universe is bringing you the people, but you don't have a way to help them right now. Right?
Sure. Yeah. I have like I've called it like an activation session, which is a mix of coaching and life path astrology, what I've learned from my coaching and from my astrology. So that's what I've been kind of promoting the last 3 months.
And how's that going? One-off strategy sessions, is that what you're saying? One-off?
Yeah, just like a discovery session, just to kind of get the ball going, and then thinking of doing a longer package. So I've got all the kind of material there to do it, but I've just started with the discovery to try and get the momentum going, but I haven't had any success as yet for this.
How are those one-off how are those one-time sessions selling for you right now?
They're not.
That's because that's not the offer.
Right. Okay. That's interesting.
You always want to follow the momentum of money, not what your brain tells you need to do or what other people are doing. Like, right? You have to go, where's the money? Where's the momentum of money? Right? Because the universe is always going to reward you with money. Like, keep going, keep going. This is what's working. This is what's working. So that's not the offer.
Right. Okay. That's interesting.
Right? Yeah. 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 I was selling human design readings for $55 and like banging my head against the wall. Why isn't anyone taking me up on this? This information is gold.
Yeah. Right.
The reason they weren't was because that wasn't the offer. That wasn't the offer. Okay. Because people need help, Karen. They need help, right? It's beautiful to know the astrology and everything that you're teaching them. It's beautiful to know that. But what people actually need is, now that I know this, how can I integrate this and actually see a difference in my life? And that's what coaching is.
Sure.
Right. And you've gotten guidance from, you're in a coaching thing. It sounds like a place where you're learning how to coach.
Yeah.
Right. But really, you're going to learn your own way of coaching people, because you're going to attract your fractal line in and you're going to see, oh, these people need my help in this way. Right. But we first have to give them a container to come into where you're figuring that out.
Right. Okay.
Right. Yeah. Because you can't figure out how to run your offer, your group thing, your community, until you know what the theme is of your fractal line and what they need help with.
Okay.
Have you worked with anybody quite yet?
Only on like practice, practicing within my kind of my coaching group and what I've practiced before doing astrology readings. Yeah. Okay.
So what's kind of coming up for me to bring up is there anything stopping you from actually selling an offer? If we were to create an offer, right? Is there anything stopping you from saying, I can sell this to somebody and help somebody through this offer today?
No.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Like, I guess what I was looking for was like, well, I'm not ready. Who am I to do this? I need to spend a little more time on it, like those kinds of things.
Okay. Well, okay. So then I could say that, I've had to practice coaching with quite a few people, but maybe, I haven't done it on a professional capacity as yet. So I would say that would be the thing that would be holding me back. I've only done it as like practice sessions. So then that comes up. Am I actually good enough to do this?
Yeah. Yeah. So you're 46 years old.
Yep.
You have a lifetime of experience in how to do things.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. You're a 4-6. That means the first 30 years of these 46 years, You lived as a 3 line, which tells me you had to experiment with a lot of life.
Yes, definitely.
Okay. Which means from those experiences, you graduated into the role model, the 6 line.
Yes. Okay? Yeah.
And now you're in the natural frequency of, I already know how to help you. I've been there, done that, got the t-shirt, and I can tell you how to do it better. Is that fair to say?
That is fair to say, but I mean, yeah, it is. I'm just thinking of what kind of direction that I can. So, I mean, you know, with the life experience over quite a few different things, is it supposed to be one particular thing that I'm supposed to be, you know, concentrating on? I mean, I've trained up as like a spiritual life coach, a Dharma life coach. So it's helping people find their kind of their purpose, really, what they're kind of here to do.
Well, there's a reason you went to all the different paths that you went on. Like, I trained to be this, I'm in a certification course for this. If you follow any of my content, you know, I don't care about any of those things.
Yeah,
sure. Life is your experiment, and that is your certification. Life. Life is. People are people. Your fractal line who needs help, they're all going through their own life things.
Sure.
And they're like, how the fuck do I help? Like, how do I get help here? I always think back to when I was literally broke, literally. And I was like, how am I going to make money? Who's already done it? How am I going to do this? Nobody had done it. So I had to figure out from my own resourcefulness how to coach, how to help, because I didn't have money to invest in any certification programs and all of those things. Right?
Sure.
And what I noticed was the universe sent me all the people who needed my help at that frequency of where I was at. There is always somebody to serve. Doesn't mean you have to stop your courses and all of the things. It means that that path gets a little bit clearer as you start serving people. And you open your doors to, you know, virtual doors. Like, you're opening your doors by putting a link in your, you know, your bios and just saying, get on a call with me. Here's how I can help you get on a call with me.
Sure. Okay.
Okay. So right now I would suggest just saying, like, I mean, because it's very apparent to me energetically that you are tapped in. Like, you're tapped into, there's an energy we're working with. It's beyond us, right? Like, for those of that mind, for those of the energetically understanding mind, like, let's work together, because I can help you navigate this. And your tool is the astrology, but I'm also going to tell you, my friend, even though, here's the thing, even though your spleen center is not defined, you're lit up here, which means that you have a lot of gates here. So that tells me intuitively you help people. So you're an intuitive, because you're helping other people migrate their intuition as well. You can sample intuitive energy from all of them, all of the people. And your clients get that gift from you. They get that gift from you. Okay. So we just name you, if we have to name something for our bios because people are searching things, like an intuitive energy coach. That's what's coming to me. Now I want you to feel that through, like, just feel that through, because oftentimes what happens is you get on this call and your higher self is like speaking through me to you. So it doesn't really matter what we're calling it, but we just have to do that to, like, give your brain something to hold on to, like, okay, that's what I am.
Okay.
But really what you're doing is you're just opening up space in your calendar to say, get on a call with me. I can figure out how to help you in this call. And you're just, you know, getting on a consult call. I have application calls.
Sure. Okay.
Right. And then in this call, before we get to the call, we're going to have an offer for them. It's a time frame where we work together every week to get you the result. And on that call, you're helping them to see how you can help them.
Okay, that's interesting. I never would have thought of it like that way. So, thanks.
Yeah. How were you thinking of it before?
Well, like I think it's because I've just thought the whole time I've got to have like this title, this tool, kind of everything in a neat little box, so to say, to have it kind of all set up beforehand and know exactly what I kind of need to do. And I guess I've just kind of, I've got this kind of fear around it all, like what exactly is it that I am meant to do? Hence doing all these different things to see what kind of sticks, see what I like the most.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're an MG.
Mm.
Like your business model will change. You will change. It will not be the way anyone else is doing it. Right. And so if you get caught in, I'm going to do it the way the certification courses are telling me to do it, and I'm making sure I have the titles so that I can prove to everybody out there that I am who I say I am and I can actually help you instead of actually helping people, you're just going to waste your time. You're just wasting time when you do that.
Sure. That sounds about right, really.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
2019.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's just kind of, yeah, definitely. It's kind of just trying all these different things and not really serving anyone, which I think has been that's the problem.
Yeah, because the universe is waiting to give you the money through this, like waiting, but there hasn't been a confidence around you going in to your people and saying, I can absolutely help you. Yes, I can absolutely, right? And so I didn't go in thinking, well, I didn't go into coaching people like I can help you with everything. I just knew I could help you with whatever you bring to me. I could help you through it. Chances are I've been there and it was a lot worse for me than it is for you. Chances are. So I just trusted the universe would bring me people that I could absolutely help in their moment of need. And along the way, like the 3-month container in the beginning, I was seeing results way quicker than 3 months. So I reduced it. I think I went to 4 weeks. I can't remember the time, but I found a sweet spot of like 8 weeks. And those were my, intro offers, the wealthy and aligned intro offer. And then we, from there, now I'm working with people over 4 months, private clients over 4 months. Then get all of that work that I've done in the beginning, the year that took me was all intel, was all the universe sending me people to tell me what my big offer would be, like my scalable offer, where it's open all the time. People can just come whenever they feel called to come. Right. But I had to do the grunt work of just working one-on-one and trial and erroring, like the time, the price, how I was helping, because you can get all the certifications in the world and none of them will prepare you for real life in the trenches. How am I helping somebody from A to B?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Totally understand. Yeah.
Yeah. And all your fractal line wants is help.
Yeah.
Right. Your people are having the same problems you're having, exactly the same. They're just a few years behind you.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So they are probably like learning all the astrology stuff and going, oh my God, this is insane. Where has this been my whole life? And not knowing how to put it into their life so that they can actually see a difference in their life. And that's what I feel like for you is your calling.
Sure.
Right. You can be all of the things because you are multi-passionate. You can be into all of the things and still serve one person at a time with one offer. Like, I just want to dispel that myth of MGs can never focus on one thing for a very long time. That's bullshit. Because I went into this and thought, well, there's no way I'm always into, like, I love different things. Like, how do I know I'm going to be happy working with one person for 3 months, even with one offer to build a whole business on? And what I had to just commit to myself in the beginning was, nope, you're sticking to one offer for 1 year. You're going to tweak your way through that offer through the whole year to align it to your life. but you're not blowing it up and changing everything. You're mastering that one offer. Okay. And that's how you certify yourself.
Yes, definitely. Definitely. So, like I say, I've just gone from this to this to this to this to this and have not mastered anything.
Yeah. And that's okay. Like, you don't master, really. I'm not a like, I don't look around my life and go, well, I mastered that. Thank God I did that. I'm like, wow, okay, well, it's another level. It's another level.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
So let's think about a container that you would like to have people in the one-on-one. Let's, since you haven't worked with people and you're not really sure of like what the thing is that you're going to for sure help people with. Let's look at, how do you feel about 3 months? It just keeps coming up for 3 months.
Yeah, 3 months would be good. Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm keen for that.
Yeah. And then like weekly coaching sessions, like weekly time on the phone.
Yeah,
Okay.
weekly time would be good.
And then how much
Definitely.
do you want to charge them for that?
So that's another thing.
Yep, usually is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the thing. I kind of I look at other people's programs and what they're doing, and maybe like
That's
15.
your first mistake. That's your first mistake right there.
Right.
You're looking at other people's programs and what they're charging, and you're never going to get where you are meant to go by looking at what other people are doing. It's just never for you. I'm telling you, I wish it was that way sometimes. It would be a lot easier, but it's not. It's not. When you're looking at pricing, I'll just give you this advice. When you're looking at how do I price my thing, you're just like, what would be a number that would allow me to show up in pure abundance to just totally serve and be a no-brainer for me to sell to somebody? Like, it's a no-brainer. Of course you're going to pay this. You're welcome.
I don't know, maybe like $2,000 for a 3-month course.
So that's it. That's the answer.
That's what's kind of comes to the top of my head at the moment. Maybe that's not the right answer.
No, that's the reason it's at the top of your head. It's your higher self giving you that.
Okay.
Okay. And what happens is the higher self, the essence that is you without the conditioning, the essence that is you with the perspective of, I know where she's really going, knows. And then you get the answer and then you go, but I don't know, what are other people doing? And that's going to be hard to sell and nobody's going to buy. And who am I to? All of that comes after. But what you need to do in order to create this relationship with her along the way is trust it and go, yes, it's going to be hard to sell. And I have a lot of feelings about that. And I don't want to, it's uncomfortable and all of the things. And you just have to go, but I'm still going to do it. Right. And then you create space in your calendar to bring, and a link. Don't forget the link and make sure the link works for people to get on the call so you can tell them about that.
Okay.
It's that simple. It is that simple.
Excellent. I don't know why it's so scary.
Yeah.
When you make it sound
scary because you've never done it before.
Yeah.
You've never done it. It's somewhere you and your energy have never gone before. It's also scary because you're buying into the belief that you need to have a title. You're buying into the belief that you need to have certifications, credentials, and all of that bullshit, instead of buying into the belief that the universe has brought you all of life experiences, 46 years of them, so that you could now serve somebody else. That's your title.
Excellent. Thank you.
Yeah. Was this helpful?
Very.
Yeah.
Very. It's like kind of, I like it because it's direct and it's, straight to the point. And it's kind of just, I kind of, as you said earlier, I kind of know this already. And it's just having that confirmation that it's, the right thing to do. Yeah.
Good. So obviously, if you were like working with me, we would do this over longer than 30 minutes, right?
Sure.
Obviously. But what this was really here to show you was that it can be that simple. It's not that difficult. It's not complicated. It isn't all the things. Our society makes a lot of money on our insecurity of how to move forward in the world.
Mhm. Yeah.
And you're just buying into that. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. So that's all that is. And so it's just an awareness of every day, like, oh yeah, I got to remember that fear that's like, I've got to do it this way is going to keep coming in until I just decide that's not the way.